Hello everyone, this is Sleepy Economist and today we are going to learn about Tragedy of Commons given by Garrett Hardin in 1968. It is said that freedom in the common brings tragedy to all. It has a tendency for any good which is rival and non-excludable to be overused and under-maintained. As common resources are not owned, so it is difficult to prevent anyone from consuming these goods. People have the incentive to gather or consume more of common resources before the others. Common resources like wildlife can be subjected to the tragedy of commons. The resources must be carefully maintained to remain useful, but there is little incentive for the users to invest in maintenance. Tragedy of common can be regarded as the type of externality where any investment in maintenance by an individual user provides an external benefit to others. As per Hardin, environmental problems are caused by overuse of common property resources. All people have equal rights to use these resources as they are public goods. No ownership of common property, say seas, mountains, none exclusion, not possible to exclude others from using common property, indeed expensive to stop others, and other is rival. Solutions to the tragedy of commons. Social customs, government regulations, tradable allowances, joint ownership is needed to control overuse. Membership and fees should be paid to reduce uses. Restrict number of users or members, fines and penalties for overusing the commons. In 1968, Garrett Hardin postulated that humans were doomed to suboptimal outcomes due to the tragedy of commons. Individuals behaving rationally would lead to overconsumption and thus collectively suboptimal outcomes. He and many who came after argued that the solution to this tragedy were either privatization of a resource or alternatively government control and top-down regulation. But decades of research have demonstrated that local communities have demonstrated the capacity to avoid this tragedy through the formation of institutions that are collectively designed, monitored and enforced. In Eleanor Ostrom's seminal book, Governing the Commons, she argues that by forming institutions that follow 8 principles can allow communities to avoid the tragedy of the commons and collectively self-govern or common pool resources. So here we are going to see Eleanor Ostrom 2009 Nobel laureate, Principles to Avoid Tragedy of Commons. First, boundaries of users and resources are clear. Congruence between benefits and costs. Users have procedures for making own rules. Fourth, the regular monitoring of users and resource condition. Fifth, graduated sanction. Sixth, conflict resolution mechanism. Seventh, minimal recognition of rights by government. Eighth, nested enterprises. Subsequent research has demonstrated that by improving trust through face-to-face communication, users of a resource are more likely to be able to devise rules and creative solutions that can help sustain a local resources. This research has become the basis for extension such as collaborative resource management, conception of complex socio-ecological systems and their management, and the principles of resilience and robustness. Thank you.